So in this video, I'll just share really quickly what it's like to moderate the comments on your website and tell you a little bit about what they are. So when you're at the dashboard, there is a main section here on the menu on the left called comments. And so these are the parts where people can comment on the blog post specifically on your site. Often, unfortunately, these comments are spam, but more likely a long time ago, these comments were parts where people were really having conversation. And if you get to the point where your blog posts are really gaining some traffic and you're getting some traffic with them, and people are coming to read them, you will get decent comments. But unfortunately, a lot of times you'll see things in there that are just spam, complete nonsense. They're just bots that go around to websites and submit comments. So you can go to the comment section and take a couple of different actions with the comments on your site. Specifically, if you have more than one, you can select them all by checking this. And then up here, there's bulk actions. So you could go to approve these, mark them as spam, move them to trash. Here's a couple of actions that I take on comments, just so you know which of those actions to actually take. If this were a legitimate comment and someone was asking you a question about your blog post or commenting on it and saying something really nice, you obviously would go ahead and approve that. I would take a note to look at the information over here on the left. Now, this example we're showing is a spam comment. This is not something you would want on your site. You never want spam, generic other websites linking to yours. It's very bad for SEO and Google search engines and all of those kind of things. So you would go ahead and mark this particular comment as spam. So you could do that, again, just by clicking if you just had this one. If there are comments that just are garbage, that don't make any sense, or that are just a couple of words, you can go ahead and trash them if you wanted to. But obviously, these are your options here for moderating the comments. You can approve them. You can reply to comments, which is really nice. It gets you going into conversations with people. They will get that in their email. It's nice to see that. And again, just have activity on your site for search purposes and conversation. You can edit the comments actually if you wanted to. If you saw someone just made a typo and you wanted to just have it grammatically spelling correct on your site, you could go ahead and do that. You can edit it in different ways. So clicking these things allows you, again, to see this doesn't have a parentheses, again, if it were a legitimate comment. But what you can do then when you do edit this is if this were a legitimate comment and you didn't want people's websites on yours, you can go ahead and remove those under the edit part. Their email doesn't necessarily matter. Again, this is total spam right now, but there are people that will leave their sites, particularly bloggers that are in the same niche as you. It's nice to have some of that cross-posting happening and comments on your site. But that's the very basics of how to moderate comments on your website. You can select them all. You can go to them individually, either approve comments, mark them as spam, or just delete them altogether if they don't make sense. It is beneficial to mark them as spam if they are, so that the bots know not to allow these certain things on your sites. There are some plugins that you can look at to moderate comments if you wanted to go to the plugin section and search for good plugins that are related to catching spam. There is one that I'll mention here that I've used for years, and it will keep out hundreds of spam comments off of your site, so you don't have to go in and do this all the time. That's very helpful down the long run, especially when your blog gets more and more traffic. But at the beginning, if you're just starting out, you can certainly go ahead and moderate these as itself. So we're going to mark this as spam. That's all done, so it doesn't actually get posted on that blog post on our site. And that is about comments working on your site.